The Explorer. The Explorer returned as they were roasting the caracara, squatting outside their stone room with the meat on sticks. He held a cluster of mangoes balanced along one arm and a gourd of water on the other hand. They didn't hear him until he was very close. Con jumped and dropped her hunk of bird in the ashes. The Explorer didn't look any of them in the eye. "You're all still growing," he said gruffly, "especially the small one. It occurred to me the bird might not be enough." He flushed as he set the gourd down next to their fire, dropped the mangoes in Max's lap, and turned on his heel. Fred jumped to his feet. "Please, just a minute. We wanted to ask, what is this place? Do other people know about it? Do you live alone here? Why? Were you hoping to throw some sort of garden party or picnic?" "I meant, do other people ever come?" "Sometimes people pass by this place, yes." The Explorer squatted down, took Max's meat, which had caught fire, out of his hands, and shook it until the fire went out. He balanced it in the tips of the flames. "None of them stay long. Some are travelling long distances, tribespeople, people whose ancestors lived here. They usually stay a few days." He twisted the chunk of bird in the tips of the flames. Juice dripped from it onto the fire. "But yes," he said, "in short, people do come." Con and Leela exchanged delighted glances. Baka, who was unusually full of energy for a sloth, waved one claw in the air. "Would they help us?" asked Leela. "Could they take us with them to Manaus?" "They might, very possibly. It depends on the people." "How often do they come?" asked Fred. "Oh, every few years." He blew on the meat and handed it to Max. "That's ready." Fred saw Leela and Con sag. They each looked a little more tired, a little older. "Years," said Leela. "Our parents wouldn't be able to wait that long." "No, I had imagined not," said the Explorer. "But in that case," began Con, "couldn't you—" She stopped as the vulture flapped out from behind a stone pillar and came to rest against the man's knee, eyeing her meat. The bird ruffled its wings at her and cawed. Con held her food closer to her chest. Leela took up her words. Could maybe you help us get home?" The Explorer gave them an appraising, sharp-edged look. "Perhaps." "Perhaps?" asked Lisa. "I could point you towards Manaus. It's a month's walk, or a week and a half by canoe. I could give you some provisions and a map. I might come a short way with you, I'll have to see." Leela's eyes lit up. "That would be absolutely wonderful." "But," said the Explorer. "But?" Fred held his breath. "You will have to swear never to speak about this place, never to tell that you saw a city in the jungle. More than swear. You will have to prove to me that you will not." "What?" Fred stared at the Explorer and then past him, across at the stone landscape sprawling green and yellow and gold, away from him into the jungle. "Never tell about all of this? Why?" "Or about me, ever, all of you, including the little one." Fred searched the Explorer's face for evidence that he might be joking. "But my father will ask where I was." Fred had already imagined the conversation they would have, how he would draw for his father the layout of the city, how he would pace out the distance of the city square and memorise the measurements, how his father would squeeze his shoulder and tell him he had done something remarkable. He had imagined his father telephoning his friend from Oxford who worked at the Times. He had imagined his father's voice. "Tim, listen, my son has done something extraordinary." The man was watching him, and his face was not sympathetic. "It's very likely," he said, "you will have to lie to him." "But no, the whole point of explorers is that they tell people about what they've found. That's what explorers do." "Exactly so, and I am not an explorer. I am a man who happens to be here." "But people have been talking about a place like this for hundreds of years," said Fred. "You have to let everyone know that they weren't just stupid old men with mad theories. They were right." "Why do I?" "Because if this place does exist, it means they weren't fools. It means they were heroes." It meant, though Fred did not say it, that it was not foolish, not mad. to dream of being an explorer himself. Heroes don't exist, boy. They're inventions made up of newsprint and quotable lines and photogenic moustaches. He grunted in disgust. Can't bear moustaches myself. Grotesquerie, mouth eyebrows, I always thought. That's not true. Men died looking for something like this. They died wanting to prove to the world it existed. People have died for many things. It's not difficult to die. But you're wrong. The world deserves to know. Fred felt his forehead burning. He knew he must be turning red, but if they told his name and Leela's and Con's and Max's, they would just be part of history. Their names would be included in the list of great discoveries. As if he had read his thought, the explorer curled his lip. And you, perhaps, wish to be the one to tell everyone about this place? Fred jerked his head jerked backward as if the man had flicked boiling water in his face. It's not that I want to be known for it. The explorer blinked a slow, contemptuous blink. Isn't it?